Hello again, I am Kelly Thompson, and welcome to day 3, tool number 3 in 5 tools to help you advance with clarity and confidence. Today's tool, check your mindset. And the specific tool is some super simple questions you can ask to help you clean up some of those junky thoughts that our inner critic likes to give us and get you into action to outsmart your fear and move forward in a direction that helps you fulfill your potential. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I have an inner critic, like an inner monologue that's constantly going, and she just likes to be so critical. She's always giving me all sorts of reasons and judgments on why something can't be done. And in fact, every time I try to jump out of my comfort zone, there she is trying to give me all sorts of reasons why I can't do something. In fact, the quickest way to kind of hear what your inner critic is saying is to ask yourself this question. What is something that you really want? And you can probably think of something. Maybe it's, to ask your boss for a raise. Maybe you've got your eye on this new job on the job board. Maybe it's a super high profile project that you want to get selected for. And my second question is, why can't you have that? Or why can't you go for that? I'm sure that you will be filled with tons of reasons and judgments on why you can't have that, because our ego is sneaky like that. It likes to tell you, oh no, you can't. You're not qualified. You don't have enough certifications. You haven't worked here long enough. You're not influential enough. I mean, just the list can go on, and I'm sure you have your reasons. But lots of times the reason that a lot of us here, and especially women, is something that fuels imposter syndrome, which is the belief that we're not qualified, or we're gonna be found out, or if I get this job, like this is gonna, people are gonna know that like I'm one rung on the ladder too far. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. It tends to affect women more than men. In fact, there's lots of research that shows that men will apply for a job when they meet about 20% of the qualifications, whereas women will wait until they meet almost 80% of the qualifications. So here's 4 questions, guys, to give you some freedom when your imposter monster starts to light up, or whatever that story is that fills your brain. First, get clear about what the thought is. For me, let's just use I'm not qualified. Well, when I'm believing the thought that I'm not qualified, how do I feel? Well, you know what? I tend to feel hesitant. I lose my confidence. I feel not worthy. And so what behaviors come out? Well, I stall. I just say, oh gosh, no, not this time. I'll wait for the next one. And then how does that impact my results? Well, it definitely doesn't give me the promotions and the opportunities and the types of things that I want to do to be out there in the world and connect with people and move my career. So question, is that thought true? Question number 1. Is it true that I'm not qualified? And the answer to that is probably not. And you can ask yourself it again, can I absolutely know that that's true, that I'm not qualified? Question number 3, how do I act when I believe the thought that I'm not qualified? Well, I don't act, that's the problem. I play small, I get stressed out, I get anxiety, I get this whole imposter syndrome feeling, and I just kind of shrink. Who would I be? This is question 4. Who would I be if I couldn't believe the thought that I'm not qualified? If that thought just couldn't even enter into my mind space, who would I be? Oh my gosh, like my whole world would open up. I'd apply for the job. I'd feel super confident. I'd feel really empowered. I'd feel motivated. I'd get my resume ready. I'd have that conversation. I'd schedule a meeting. All of a sudden, for 1 minute, our brains are forced to take a different path and imagine what our world would be like if I could no longer believe the thought. Well, what's one thing you might try if you could no longer believe the thought that I'm not qualified? And that's my challenge for you this week. Ask yourself the 4 questions. These are based on the work of Byron Katie. They're super simple. Is the thought true? Can I absolutely know that it's true? How do I act when I believe that thought? Who would I be? What would I do if I could no longer believe this thought that was keeping me stuck and small and fearful? And I want you to take one courageous step towards your goals of something that you would do if you were free from that thought. That's it for today, guys. Make sure to join me tomorrow for the 4th tool, and we're going to talk about boundaries. If you want more information on me, you can look at my programs, kellyraythompson.com, or follow me on social media at Kelly Ray Thompson.